I thought I'd take you along today on some outside stuff. We still have one little pile of snow left. Can you believe that? This needs to be cleaned up. This was a tomato. I see I have a little tail down there that's alive and well. I think that's yarrow. These were calendulas. They need to be cut back. I moved all of these pots over to the sidewalk because I think I have some bulbs in there that should be popping up pretty soon, and I didn't want the pots to be sitting on top of them. So as you can see, I have some maintenance work to do there. Okay, I wanted to show you one of the things I wanted to do today was to plant some poppies. These are Californias. I wanted some of the oriental ones, but this was all they had at the store, so hopefully they'll have some oriental ones later. I'm anxious for these that are multicolored. And over here I have poppies. Oops, I'm dropping them. Over here I have poppies that are the orange Californias, and they're coming up already. They say they're an annual, but around here they come up every year. So they reseed is what they do. So I have a bit of ground right here. I'm just going to toss a few there. You just toss them on the ground and then let nature take care of it. My garden's a mess. All the plastic came off, but it's still got row cover on it, so anyway, my winter sowing is looking good. It's only been out here a day or so, so obviously nothing's sprouted yet. But the tops are holding in the moisture nicely. And it looks like I've got a cabbage that's alive and well, and some kale that's looking a little worse for wear, but it's not dead. You can tell that that's in winter mode, but it's not dead. It's just it gets that color when it kind of gets frozen. So that all comes up every year. But you see I have a lot of work to do when it gets a wee bit warmer. Another thing on my to-do list is to come out and prune all my grapes. Last year I think I did it in February, so sometime this month I'll get that done. And the raspberries also need to have all the old stems cut out. That will be easy to do after it starts greening up and I can tell which ones are dead and which ones aren't. I have tulips coming up. Okay, things are looking rather wintry out here too. That's gonna need some trimming, I think. My daisies and I forget what that's called, doing nicely. Oh, and it looks like snapdragon has some new growth at the bottom. So I'm gonna just spread some poppy seeds on some of the bare spots there and over there, and pray that the birds don't eat the seeds before they have a chance to do their thing. It won't be long until my ground cover is covered with brilliant yellow blossoms. The irises look like they're doing okay. Wouldn't hurt for me to come out and cut off all the old parts. Here I have tons of calendula that need to be trimmed. But it looks like I have new stuff coming down in there. And I did put some poppy seeds down in this area earlier, I think in November, first part of December. So hopefully those come up. So I'm going to go over on the other side here and spread the rest of these poppy seeds along all the bare spots here. The other thing I'm going to show you before I go back in the nice warm house is that my garlic is coming up nicely. Some of the mulch kind of blew off, but it still seems to be doing okay. And I found one more little pile of snow that hasn't melted. How about that? Whoa. My hands feel like ice cubes. It shouldn't feel that cold outside. It's 42 degrees. But it was cold. Cold makes my nose run. Well, this is the first time I've tried that method of planting poppies, just to broadcast the seeds out on the ground. Some people do it on top of the snow. Our snow basically has melted except for those spots that I showed you. Although it did snow last night, it just didn't stick. So winter is definitely not over. My understanding that Puxatawny Phil saw his shadow. So that means we've got 6 more weeks of winter. Well, he's only right about 33% of the time, so who knows. And besides, that was clear back in Pennsylvania or wherever it is. And we're clear out here in Oregon, so who knows. This is February. Today is February 3rd, I believe. So we know for sure that we have the rest of this month and part of March that will be very wintry. My last frost date, I can never get an exact date because the town I live in doesn't have its own reporting station that reports that to the people that keep track of that stuff. So the nearest, we've got 2, one on either side. The nearest one on this side is Milton Freewater, and it gives me a last frost date of April 8th. And on this side is Pendleton, and it gives me a last frost date of May 2nd. From experience, I would say the May 2nd is probably closest. Maybe even the middle of May. We're a little closer to a small mountain range than either one of those 2 places. Well, maybe not Pendleton. Pendleton's close to the mountain range, but I think we might be a tad closer. So I'm thinking middle of May. And then we get our first frost in the fall, usually the first part of October. It could be even as early as the last part of September, depending on the year. So we have a fairly short growing season. That's why I start as much as I can indoors and then pop them out when I can. But these poppies, and I hope I get my hands on some of the other kind of poppy, the oriental poppies, because I think they're so, so pretty. But these poppies will still be pretty. Anything that's colorful is pretty. And my hubby wanted me to make sure that you knew that he was the one that bought the poppy seeds for me. Because he went into town, he said, "Is there anything you want?" And I said, "Yeah, give me some poppy seeds." So he did. He's a sweetheart. And he said that was the only kind of poppy seeds they had. They didn't have the oriental ones. So I'm hoping for the best. I hope that what I have learned by watching other people plant their poppies, I hope it works. I really hope it works. I guess time will tell. Well, that's all that's going to be in my video today. I pray that God blesses you, that you're having a good day. May your gardens always be plentiful and bountiful and give you great joy. And may you always be able to seek out and know what is the truth. Until next time. Darlene signing out.